Hello again, Randy here, back in the shop today. I'm going to be working some more on the Jerry Howell V-twin. Going to be working on the vent body for the crankcase. Let me swing her around, I'll grab you a picture. This is what we're going to be making right here. Going to be starting on the vent body. This screws into the valve case right here, and it's got this top on it here with an O-ring groove, and this has to have a check valve in it that I have to make. These two holes here are vent lines that go to the base of the air cleaners. This is what it's going to look like here. This is the part I'm going to work on now, right here. This is your fuel cup. This is going to screw into the valve case. These are the two carburetors. They're basically complete. I have the linkage done. Your two needle valves. This is your high-speed needle valve here. This is your idle needle valve on both carburetors. And your air cleaners go on this side, of course. And that vent valve is going to go right here in the valve case. So I'm going to swing it around over to the lathe, and I'm going to get a hunk of aluminum, put in the collet chuck, and we're going to start machining this vent valve here. The vent valve has got to be approximately 1 inch 300 long and 562 in diameter, with a thread on the end, a 7/16 20 thread on the end, and it's got to be machined on the inside of it for sealing with the O-ring. Get a size on this here. Ah, 965. The part is 965, and I got to turn the OD of this here down to 562. All right, we got approximately 40 thousandths to go, so I'm going to take 20 here and I'm going to remeasure it. Uh, 586, 581, 581. Okay. Dial in 562 here, and we'll cut it. Measure this here. $562 right on it. Okay. Now this part gets drilled with a number 280 thousandths drill all the way through, and then I need to plunge in 840 thousandths deep with a 3/8 end mill. Center drill out of here. I got a letter K drill, which is 281. Slow this down a little bit here. little WD-40 on here. That'll be good. I'm going to run some coolant on this end mill here. Now I got to plunge straight in 840 thousandths. Right there. Okay. All right, now I got this inside hole I got to take out to 500 thousandths. It's at 375 right now. And it's got to be 580 deep. Okay, I put a little Sharpie inside, I touched off. Set my cross feed dial to 0. All right, I'm going to take a measurement on that bore there, see where we're at. Looks like we're at 412. Let me remeasure it here just to make sure. Yep, 412. I'm gonna put that in DRO. And it's got to get taken out to 560. 560 thousandths, half-inch deep. Take another 25 here. Blow the chips out of there a second. Take another 25. But it's going to be pretty thin. Just going to take another quick measurement here. Looks like we're at 483. Yeah, like 483 and a half. This should be the final cut. Measure this here. Looks like we're right on it. 500 exactly. So this part is done. Now I got to part this off, and I got to put a thread and a couple of it's saying 4 052 holes in the side here, like for a spanner. So I'm going to take this burr off here. Okay. And take some Scotch-Brite and polish that up good. Okay, line up the edge of my part. And it's got to be I got to look, see how long it's got to be. It's got to be 1 inch, 175 thousandths long. Right there. Ooh, that's hot. There's the part so far, and now on this end here, I need to turn this down to 437. It needs a 7/16 20 thread turned on it. Well, I decided to use my small lathe here. I'm going to gently chuck this part up in here. And we're going to cut the diameter here for this 437 thread, 7/16. I'm going to touch off on the outside here. Right there. Touch off on the back. Zero up my Z. And I gotta come in 250 thousandths. Right there. Grab the bike. I'm gonna measure this here real quick. We're at 540. I got to turn it to 437. Alright, take a measurement here. Should be 450. 455. All right. About 2/10 up. We're right on it. So let me get a little file here. I'm going to deburr these edges. All right. Got a 7/16 die in here. Just going to run this up on there. Take this tool out before I cut myself. Now what I got to do, I got to drill 4 spanner holes in this. So I'm going to center up my part. There. Okay. I want to take this edge finder out here and put a drill chuck in. I'll be back. He does not give a specific location, so it's showing in the drawing with it being close to the edge here. Move the table in just a little bit here. That looks about right. I set my quill stop and I raised the knee 45 thousandths. All right. Loosen this vise up here. I'll turn this. Take a scale, put it underneath it to get it on the edge of the jaw, like that there. Tighten it up. Take my little hammer here, give it a tap down, and we'll do the next one. I'm just lightly touching it first to put in a mark. Tighten the vise, give it a tap down. Like that. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Delrin washer here to seal this where it mounts to the valve case. I'll do that off camera. Well, here's the part. I got the Delrin washer made, and it uses a stirrup micrometer wrench for the spanner to tighten it. Now what I have to make is I have to make the check valve seat out of brass here. This is going to fit in the very bottom of this here, that first, after I drilled the through hole on this part where I machined it with a 3/8 end mill. It's going to fit in the bottom here. And then there's a travel limiter that's going to go on top of it. This first portion here has got to be turned 130 thousandths back to 218 thousandths in diameter. Touch that with my x-axis to set the length. This is 3/8 brass, which is 0.375. I'm going to take an initial 15 thousandths cut. do with the mic. Right here on the bench. Yep, 360. Okay. This got to be turned to 218. I'm going to take 40. And I'll take another 40. Check the size again here. $241.5. Take 20. We're maybe 3/10 under 218. Okay. Now I got to drill a hole here, and I got to ream it. It's got to be reamed to 187. So I'm going to go through it first with a 150, number 15 drill, which is 180. And I'm going to ream at 187. Okay. The drawing says that this part here is supposed to be 100 thousandths wide, and then I got to machine a 25 thousandths deep step in it. I don't have a collet that will fit this 218, so I'm going to do that off camera in a little lathe. I'm going to part it off right now. Now I have to make the travel limiter out of brass. The OD on the part is going to be 498, so I'm going to face this off. Okay, set my cross slide dial to 0. It's at 743 right now. I'm going to dial in 40. Take another 40. Okay. That last cut there should put it at 506. I'm going to check it here. .505, so we're thousandths under what the DRO says. Okay. Now I'm going to go to 498. See where we ended up at here. We're 2/10 under 498, so that'll be good. Okay. Now I got to turn a step here on the end back 85 thousandths to a diameter of 300.300. Should be at 350. I'm going to check. Yep, 350. All right, I'm going to take 25. Should leave me with 25 to go. $24 it says. Okay. I'm going to dial that in. Yep, right on the money. Okay. Now I got to drill a 218 thousandths hole through. I got to drill through the part. 218 thousandths drill ended up being 7/32. So I'm going to center drill this part. Have a 7/32 drill here. Take some Scotch Brite, clean all the burrs off. And we'll see how our other part I just made fits. This step right here that I just machined in this other part in a little lathe should fit inside that hole I just drilled. Yep, and it does. Okay. I found the edge, this front edge right here. I found the edge with a razor blade and lined up my parting blade. Now it's got to be 150 thousandths deep. Right there. Well, there's all the parts for the vent valve. You got this little piece here. This is the travel limiter. It's got the little holes in it that I drilled right there. That gets assembled like that. It's basically assembled like that. And this little piece of plastic here gets installed in between the two parts, and it acts just like a PCV valve. It'll blow out, but it won't allow anything to suck in. If you've ever had a PCV valve apart, that's how it operates. The vent valve is finished. And now I have to make the top for it. And I don't know yet for sure if I'm going to make the fuel cup or not, because he's talking about a low pressure fuel pump to pump fuel to the fuel cup. The fuel cup is going to have an overflow in it that's going to return to the tank. And I've been looking online, and there's one possibility that might work I was thinking about getting, but I'm going to hold off on that for a bit yet. I got to get the fan pulleys done. I ordered a couple of small 46 millimeter computer fans. When those show up, I'm gonna have to take them apart and make sure that they'll work. And I ordered fuel line and the little clamps for it. The ignition is coming. That'll be here in a couple weeks. So yeah, we're getting down to the wire finally on this thing. It'll probably be a month yet before I can even attempt to see if it'll run, but a lot of little details I got to finish up. I got to make the orifice that goes in the crankcase for lubricating the connecting rods. I got to do all that yet. I was going to do that when I take it apart to clean it for the last time. Bunch of little odds and ends. I've been writing a list here of everything I got to do. I got about 25 little items that need to be finished once I pull it completely apart to clean it. So getting closer. So I hope you're enjoying this. It's been a lot of work. I know it's taken a long time so far. I've learned a lot, been frustrated a lot. Frustrated a lot is an understatement. But that's how these things go. So hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.